Hello, my name is Troy Knutson and I am a certified personal trainer, and today we're going to be going over the power bench press. We are going to be learning some basics, things to help out with your shoulders, hip flexors, different things that are going to help your bench press. Not necessarily help you get a chest like this, but it'll help you with your bench press. First, some basics. Hand placement. Your normal Olympic bar has grip markers that are about 910 millimeters apart, and that really doesn't matter, but really the most important thing about the markers is to help you remember where you placed your hands, where your grip was, so you can stay consistent with where you grab the bar. As a general rule, it's good to keep your wrists straight. Some people actually lower their wrists on the way down and then push it on the way back up. If you've got a lot of power in your forearms, go for it, but for the most part, keep your wrists straight. Next, how do you want your angle of your forearms to be? You want them pointed straight up and down to out. Between your elbows and your wrist is your forearm. There's pointed out and there is pointed in. If you're a tricep bencher, you can have it pointed in for a little bit of the ways, but for the most part, if you're not too powerful in the triceps and you got longer arms, you want to have your elbow pointed, not your elbow, you want your forearm pointed out from your elbow to your wrist the majority of the time. Right there, it's at about a 90 to 95 degree angle once as it hits my chest. A lot of power that way. Okay, let's look at what happens when the elbows are at about a 75 degree angle. A 75 degree angle, the arm can still be pointed up, but you're not going to get much power. You're going to need more arch in your chest. You want to move your arm out a little further. Right there you can actually see my arm at 90 degrees, but it's not hitting the chest yet. So boom, there it hits the chest, but it went about 75 degree angle. What you want is a 90 to 95 degree angle. Right there, boom, there's 90 degree angle, both arms. If you'll see here, I put my arms at about 90 to 95 right out there so you can get a bunch of power. Boom, hit the chest and power it up. Awesome, a lot of power that way. Okay, now let's look at the speed or the tempo of the bench press. Your tempo wants to be very slow on the way down. Slight pause, drive it up as fast as you can. Very slow on the way down, drive it up as fast as you can. Slow and controlled, not fast. You do not want this fast at all. And your thumbs, I can't believe I'm talking about this, but I am. This should be obvious. You put your thumbs not underneath the bar, but around the bar. That's right, and that's wrong. Okay, this is interesting. You want to squeeze the bar. You can actually get about quite a bit more strength if you just squeeze the bar with your fingers, kind of like you're almost going to bend the bar. Okay, squeeze the bar. That'll give you some more power. Okay, feet position. You want your feet right underneath you, flat. You want to be able to give some power through your glutes and your bench, but feet flat underneath you. If you're short, you might need a boost. That's okay. You can put some something underneath it. Here's some aerobics blocks that you can put underneath your feet. But you still want your feet flat. But if you're shorter and you can't get a good push off with your feet through your glutes, you can use a little boost. Okay? See, there you go. A bit more power there actually when you use that boost. Okay, next we're going to look at the arch in your back. You do want to arch your back. After you've driven your feet in the floor, you can actually bring your shoulders as close to your butt as you can. You want to bring them together there. You don't want to lift your butt off, but you do want an arch. That's going to give you a good base to push off on the bench press. So there you can see a little space between my back. You should be able to put a hand underneath there. And the guys that can bench really good and very powerful, you can actually put quite a bit. There I'm lifting my butt. You don't want to do that. I'm showing you what you shouldn't do there is to lift the butt off. You want to push with the glutes and give some power and have a nice arch. Okay, next we're going to look at the path that the bar takes when you're bench pressing. You want to go straight up. You see the angle there? Not over your eyes, but straight up. It's the shortest path to push it straight up. So, and also you'll be still powerful that way, pushing it straight up. See there, it's straight up. You want to come down to the lower part of your chest. Some people go a little lower, then drive it up as fast as you can. You don't want to go over your head. That's a lot of movement, pushing it up over your head, and some people can go as far as over your eyes. Not kind of okay if you're benching for chest, but for power you want to move it straight up. Okay, here's a perfect top view bench press start and a perfect side view start, and there's a wrong end view. See the extra distance there? And here's a right end. straight up. See the extra distance there? You don't want that extra distance. Okay, now we'll look at your elbow position. Where should it be? Not only tucked in to your sides, but directly below the bar. Not too far tucked in. Not high, that's high. You want it direct, that's still too high right there, I'm showing you. And you don't want it too low, way too under there. You're not going to have any power doing that. Okay, so here's the illustration, way too low, tucked in, way too low. And here's just right, perfect below, lots of power directly under the bar. Okay, where do you lower the bar to? You lower it to the lower part of your chest for the majority of the people out there. You don't lower it to your stomach unless you get a really, really high arch. You can, some of those people can actually bring it down to their stomach a little bit. But for the most part, you don't bring it too high, you don't bring it too low. Bring it right about the lower chest. Scapular retraction is next. Here's what you don't want, and there's what you do want. You want to retract your scapula. You pull back and squeeze together. If you could, you kind of can put a pencil back there and kind of squeeze and hold it together. When you're bench pressing, right when you get on the bench and you grab the bar, you want to retract your shoulders. This will give you a good base and a lot of power to push off on. Okay, scapular retraction. Okay, next a little something on injury prevention. Your rotary cuff, you want that nice and strong. This is an excellent exercise for your rotary cuff. If you notice, I'm on an incline bench there and a dumbbell, and you raise that up. This helps strengthen the integrity of your rotator cuff and will help prevent injury. So you want to make sure you do these. I like to do them afterwards. I have seen some people do them before their routine, but and you want to do your weaker arm first. You do your weaker arm first and then your stronger arm, and it's actually best to have both arms equally strong on this. Okay, test it, see which side is weaker and work the weaker arm until it's as strong as the other arm. Otherwise you'll be out of balance and not very powerful either. Okay, on a powerful bench press, you're supposed to push through your heels or your feet when you're bench pressing and use your glutes. If you can't fire your glutes, your hip flexors may be tight. So here's a good hip flexor stretch. You kneel down and push forward on your hip, put one hand in the air and lean back. This will stretch your hip flexors. You do both legs, both sides. So stretch your hip flexors each day and get those longer. Okay, and then here's an exercise for your glutes. You want to do bridges. Bridges, you push up, push a little bit through your heels, and squeeze your butt. You need to get up high on this. If this is too easy, you can actually do one leg, but this will help strengthen your glutes and be able to use your glutes to fire on your bench press. Rounded shoulders. You don't want to have rounded shoulders like this. Your chest might be tight. So if your shoulders are rounded, you need to stretch your chest and work your rear delts. Okay, your rear delts, there's your chest. If your chest is too tight, it actually pulls on the back right there and makes your rear delts longer. Your rear delts will be longer and weak and your chest will be short and tight. So a rear delt machine will help you to strengthen your rear delts, and stretching will help to make sure that your shoulders aren't rounded. So after your chest routine or in between sets, you can stretch your chest. You don't want your elbow too high, you don't want your elbow too low, right about there. And what not to stretch? Then if your rear delts are long, you don't want to stretch them. Too many people are in the gym doing this right there. That's stretching your rear delts. And I just like to do this slow motion every now and then. But anyway, see, there's your rear delts right there. If you got rounded shoulders from sitting at the computer, you're going to lengthen those rear delts and actually they're going to get weak. So do not do this stretch. Okay. Okay, that was a power bench press. Main muscle used is the chest, secondary shoulders and triceps. Mainly for the shoulders, it's your front deltoid, so you can do some front raises. That'll help out build your bench. Also, some close grip bench press and also some reverse grip bench presses are going to help out tremendously in your bench press. So you can go check out godhealthandfitness.com for some more videos, and also a great Phase 21 workout that'll help beginners build muscle fast for 2 years. Thanks and see ya. Goodbye.